It's funny because half the live streams are on while we're talking like now, and then half of them are not. So anyway, here we go.
Excuse me. Everybody
Bless
gets.
you.
Excuse
Right
me.
when we live stream for real.
Yeah.
There you go. Playing
Everybody
a
gets a
sit.
good geek experience.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
We go.
Bless you, by the
Uh,
way.
thanks. Yeah.
It's like right when the live button hits.
Yep. Okay, we're live to literally ones of viewers.
So
Literally,
we're actually cracking the multi hundreds now. So there we
are
go.
we really? For
Yeah.
live viewing or posts?
No, for post afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, we don't exactly make it easy for our live viewing audience by just kind of randomly starting the show whenever it's convenient for us. This is not
Well, that's the
exactly the
that's the
way to grow a live
stream,
audience.
right? Eventually, one day we will actually build a website and then put the shit on Spotify. So
It's on my to-do list someplace to build that website.
yeah,
We tell people to go to the website at the end of every show, and we don't have a
the website
website
doesn't
there.
exist yet. I know. So all right.
Actually, I should probably
So
check. I started building one like months ago, maybe even years ago at this point, and then dropped it. I should probably check if like the half-built website I was tinkering around with
it's still
is
around
there.
somewhere.
People are going to it and going,
So
"Who are
well,
these
anyway, so
clowns?"
for those of you who have no idea who the hell we are,
Yes,
welcome
let's do,
to
do
the
the
show.
intro. Yeah, so this is Earl and the Idiot. So we have a show here where we have Earl, who is all those things you heard in the intro, and he's just absolutely chock a block with nuggets of wisdom. And we decided to do a podcast, and I sort of thought about it for a while. And I was like, well, every time I talk to Earl, especially if I ever try to like pretend I know something, and say, oh yes, SEO strategies, blah 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 blah. Earl would always say something like, "Oh, you're still doing that? We stopped doing that, 6 months ago. Now we're doing this, which works way better." And I end up feeling like an idiot. But to my benefit, I learned something
That's
every
only
time I
because
feel
I'm
like an
stupid
idiot.
enough to try everything. So there's a different bit, right? So what was it? The
Wisdom.
master's tried more times or failed more times than the student has tried. Yeah, I kind of feel like that some days.
Yeah. So
So
um, so we figured that was a good way to do the show. I get to be the idiot and ask the stupid questions, and Earl gets to bring forth his nuggets.
here's all the answers I bled for.
Yeah, right, exactly. Hard earned knowledge. Yeah, he didn't just spring forth fully armed with all his knowledge. He had to earn it. So what we found is the best thing to do is instead, mainly because I mean, we started doing this because the technology presented itself and we're lazy, but it actually turned out to make a better show. Is we actually ask Chat GPT for the kind of for the show notes for the talking points,
Mhm.
and then we discuss them. We go over what Chat GPT says, and that actually made for a more natural sounding show because we're just shooting from the hip, providing commentary instead of reading prepared speeches or something boring.
Yeah, no kidding. I feel like I feel like the shoot from the hip Indiana Jones scene. The guy's spinning swords around and we just go.
Classic, absolute classic
Love it.
of cinema.
But the funny thing is, you and I both are training for swords, but whatever. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna bring a gun to our next martial arts training session.
there you go.
Um, so how are you doing, Earl? Let's warm up here.
Sure. Yeah, I've
Are you
been
are you
been been
feeling better
busy.
from your icy fall?
Sort of. I wear the bandage every other day now, so it's
No.
just so I can.
Did you break a rib?
I bruised one real bad,
Oh,
so it still hurts. It hurts all the way through, so it hurts on this side and on the other side, on the opposite side. I'm like, oh, that's good. So,
something like that.
and there's nothing they can do about it. So it's just you just bandage up every once in a while. So, but I like breathing, so I only bandage every other day. So,
Fan of breathing. Okay.
well, I figured that we're gonna go swing sticks tomorrow, so that would probably be the good bandage day, and I can
Yeah.
breathe today, right? So, good plan.
Nice. Okay, good. Are you getting out to your networking events? Are you hobbling around?
I've
better
been
for the
going to
business.
some networking events. I stopped going for a week because my wife had to go on a trip, and obviously,
Oh,
the
yes.
children. And so, miraculously, she came back, and the children, the plants, and the bird are all still alive. So,
Wow. Well done, you.
no one died. It's fine. She
Well,
makes fun of
Marv's.
me because once upon a time when we were going out, she gave me a cactus because they're impossible to kill, and I killed it
You
twice.
managed it.
So,
Oh, twice.
well, she's like, okay, well, maybe another try, and then I tried again. And turns out you can overwater a cactus because they live in the desert, right? So didn't know.
Oh, yeah. I started having
Here,
plants
have
on.
more water and love, and apparently that's too much.
Yeah. I started having plants on my windowsill because it's supposed to be good for the air quality, and it turns out I'm pretty good at it. This is my basil plant.
Oh, very cool.
I grew that from a seed. Look at it, goddamn forest.
So nice, very nice. So obviously, since that didn't work out, she abandoned me and gave me Lego instead, and hence the bamboo.
Lego plants. Was it bigger than last time? Did it grow? It looks like it's grown.
No, I moved the leaves up.
Oh, there you go. Nice. We never said anything. People would really think you were doing a great job of caring for a bamboo back there.
No, it's Lego totally. Anyway, so
You should get a Lego bonsai. That would look cool.
oh,
That's
that
just
would be
make one.
cool because I've killed 3 bonsai trees, so I probably should get a Lego bonsai. So
That's not a cheap murder.
no, it was really expensive. Like, it was a long weekend. I didn't realize how fragile they were. Like, and you're not supposed to like water them directly. You're supposed to mist them, right? So, I'm misting it every day religiously, and then there's a long weekend, 3 days, no, 4 days because it was Easter, right? So it was the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Easter Monday, and then on Tuesday, the damn thing was like, you didn't water me for 4 days. I'm dead now. So, really, that was like $85, and so.
Shoot, now I want a bonsai tree, except I don't want to be unable to go on vacation. Anyway, we're pretty far afield here. Any exciting business things happen this week?
Just talking with some pretty cool people, and just there's stuff I can't talk about because I'm under NDA, but it's exciting stuff. So there's like I said, that AI that's taking over sales, which is kind of magical. So I honest to God thought that sales would be the final bastion of humanity, right? That AI couldn't take over, and here we are doing it. I'm like, oh crap. So it's an AI sales assistant is all I can really
Right.
say, and it helps you sell better, and it's friggin' magical. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to think that AI will just become a tool of the salesperson, but
Well, it is a
who
tail. It
knows?
is a tool of the salesperson. It's just I didn't think it would progress this quickly, this elegantly. Is kind of when I saw what it could do, I'm like, what the crap? And so yeah, just blew my brains out. Yeah. So when it launches, I'll be able to talk about it, but it's under stealth mode right now.
Fair enough. Okay, so speaking of launching, there you go. This is a segue.
Yeah.
I had to recreate my oil painting background, what I really liked.
What was the prompt for that? I'm curious because there's three
I,
friggin' Twitters.
I think that I think what I wrote last time, when I created the first one by accident, I was just like I couldn't think of what to write, and I just wrote social media as the prompt.
And it gave you
You
an
know, just
oil painting with like 2 Twitters, 2 Instagrams, and like a
give me an oil
TikTok or
painting with
something.
all the logos. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess if you don't give it any direction, it tries to make an oil painting. I've noticed quite a lot.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was a really cool looking background, but I couldn't find it when we were here to do it on the show about social media. So for this one, I said an oil painting style background that incorporates social media logos.
Okay. So when you made it on purpose.
Yeah, and I think it actually did. It's pretty close to the original with just that prompt alone. I think even the colors that are in the oil.
Yeah, the color schema looks the same, and then but I think now it has 3 Twitters instead of 2 Twitters. So
yeah, there's 2 Twitters. And then it's sort of I love these like that's kind of WhatsApp, but not really. Instagram
yeah,
got pretty good. And then what are these? Like I don't know.
no idea.
No idea.
No, but
If you look at it, if you don't look too closely, you're like, oh, social media. Oh yeah, there's a Facebook Messenger over there.
oh yeah, I see it. So I guess AI is pro Elon.
Yeah, right. And Zuckerberg. Actually, if it was pro Elon, it would show X. It shows Twitter. So maybe it's trying to make a statement here.
Change it back.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So we want to know this week about starting social media from scratch.
Yes.
Which everybody's on social media, but maybe you've started a new business, or you're running a very old business. Actually, I got a client right now that's a drywall company making their website, and they've been in business since the '80s.
Mm.
And the guy's saying like we've just been relying on word of mouth. Like we became one of the biggest drywall companies in the Lower Mainland.
Well, let's give them a here. Let's push the button. Bonus early hack.
Oh,
And so one of the biggest social media platforms is YouTube, right? And for
mhm.
whatever reason, it's cathartic to me and apparently millions of other people to watch this dude cut grass.
Yeah,
And so he just has a camera there, and sometimes he speeds it up, sometimes he doesn't, and you can just watch him cut grass. If this is a drywall company, it would be really cool to watch nothing and then a wall. You know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
would I would watch that. I don't know why.
If you had a big warehouse, they do steel framing as well. So
Mhm.
if you had a big warehouse and they're putting walls up, put the walls up, put the drywall up.
Yeah,
We won't talk about this now because this isn't really relevant. But I need to figure out what the camera setup is to film that over the course of 3 days or whatever.
just
However
grab
long it
any
takes.
old cam, put it on shot every 10 minutes or something like that, and boom, you're good to go. Hell,
Hmm.
there's an app on your phone that does it. So yeah, you just got to keep it plugged in because obviously, for 6
Yeah.
hours filming, it'll catch on fire and explode if you don't give
Also,
it
there's no
power.
chance I could ever possibly be away from my phone for an 8 hour workday.
Oh, that's what the second phone is for. The drug dealer phone.
Yeah. Um. So yeah. So anyway, that's a good one. I have another client who's a rug cleaner. I'm like telling him he needs to make these rug videos, but he's really not the type.
Oh, dude, we did that for somebody. So
Oh
during
yeah.
COVID, one of the biggest things was this cleaning. And what these guys did was they just looked up top 10 stains and they grabbed all the stains and they showed how their pressure washer technique would blow it out of the rug. And so, yeah, it was made for really cool videos. And now we're doing ketchup and now we're doing wine and here's some blood. Wait.
Hmm.
And it was a fun video series, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Oh,
visual stuff like rug cleaning is very visual, right? Like you're surprised how much dirt gets stuck in that thing.
yeah. Yeah. The one where they run the squeegee over it and the dirty water all comes out. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. And let's
huh.
put the baby on it. And then, yeah.
Um, so yeah, so these guys been around since the '80s, and they've been counting on word of mouth. And well, the boomers are all, you know, getting out of the business now, and all our word of mouth is actually literally starting to die.
Yeah.
So we should probably they're seeing these smaller, newer companies take jobs away from them just because they have better social media profiles, and they're going, all right. So
Speaking of better social media profiles, like in an old business, there's this guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but there's this guy who has a sign company, and he is blowing up all over social media. And he's telling like all sort like the cut is from some horrible thing to him making fun of said horrible thing,
right.
and he is just racking up the views, like millions of views for like this weird. It's like a weird meme jump cut to him, and then okay, and you need to buy a sign. And we love him so much, we bought a sign from him.
Oh, nice.
So you
That's
know
it.
the special event in April is coming up, fuck up nights. We bought a
Yeah,
giant fuck up sign. It's like a meter and a half. Like this is a mass with lights and everything. I'm like, this is crazy. So yeah.
nice. You you should get a sign that's like a word bubble that says "I fucked up at fuck up nights" or something, and
Yeah.
have people take pictures like they're saying it.
Oh, absolutely. We're working on that. So we're getting
Nice.
a backdrop done as well. So
Right.
it is
Cool.
happening. And then the photo booth. So
Oh yeah.
and then we're
Nice.
gonna try to turn it into a confession booth. We'll see. Because I fucked up confessions. So
You just made me remember when I first launched my marketing company. I used to do a blog called "This Week in Crappy Design."
I remember that.
Right.
I
That
actually
actually
did
had
enjoy that.
that actually had growth. That you know what I totally forgot about that. I actually hey geez I read that article you wrote. The one about the blender was super popular about how badly designed my blender was.
Yeah, yeah.
And I literally had a guy, hey, I read that thing. That was hilarious. What about, and then like, I think I got a client out of it, but I only carried it on for like 3 or 4 weeks, I think. But,
If you kept that up, I'm pretty sure that would have caught traction. Like, I mean, there's another whole marketing blog that talks about A/B split tests, which one won,
yeah,
and they show you the two, and then people vote, and then later on they actually show you the numbers. So I always enjoyed that sort of content, right? So yeah, this week
yeah,
in design fails is awesome.
Yeah, I should have kept it up through the blogging era and into the video era, but I guess there's still time. Anyway, enough about me. So we asked, getting this might be the latest we've ever started our
Jump diving right in.
meat of
25
our
minutes
show,
in.
diving right in.
28
Usually
minutes
20
in.
minutes. Yeah. So we asked ChatGPT this week, acting as a marketing expert, what are the best practices for new companies just starting out to rapidly grow their social media profiles? Can you give me 2 examples of rapid growth models, each across 3 different social media platforms?
I think you're
The
reading the
examples
wrong
to
one.
what?
I think you might be reading the wrong one.
Oh, what? This is the one at the top of the. But this is from November 27th, 2024. Did we do this topic like a month ago, 2 months ago, or
Different,
4 months
different,
ago?
different.
No.
So yeah,
Where
you
is
gotta
the?
click on the document tab with 2025.
What are the odds that the one that's in the wrong spot
Our social media one. Well, we
is
do.
it?
Social media is a big piece of marketing, right? So that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. All right. And if you missed the last episode, you can catch this one. All right, that's embarrassing. Uh, because I checked, I was like, "Am I on the right tab?" I was like, "Oh yeah, this one's about social media. It must be the right one."
It's all good.
Right. So what we actually asked ChatGPT this week
There we go.
was, "I need your help to build another podcast outline for Earl and the Idiot." Today's topic is, if you had to start up all of your social media channels again from scratch, how would you do it? I need 3 best practices, 2 things to avoid, and 1 red hot tip. The usual structure. That was a more succinct prompt.
Yeah.
So okay, 3 best practices. Oh, it was really skinny today.
Get the
Did you
things.
see
Yeah,
this?
I
I
did
guess
see that.
it was as succinct as your prompt. So I guess it's a good thing we wasted so much time before starting. Um, 3 best practices. Number 1, pick one platform to dominate first. Instead of spreading thin, focus on the platform where your audience is most active. Master it before expanding. I've heard you say this before, Earl. So I'm assuming you agree with this.
No, actually, it's
Oh,
both. I both agree and disagree.
all right.
So, and it's going to be weird because you pick one platform to dominate, but that doesn't preclude you from posting on all the other platforms because bad is better than nothing, right? So, yes, you do pick one platform to dominate. If I had a gun held to my head and I said, okay, I'll pick a platform to go after today, as of this recording, it would be YouTube. As weird as that sounds, YouTube and YouTube Shorts. And the reason why YouTube and YouTube Shorts is one of the creators that I follow took a hiatus for like a year. She had a multi 7 figure business. She's like, nope, I'm burnt out. See ya. And just bailed. And all of her platforms fell. Every single one. Instagram fell, TikTok fell, everything fell except for YouTube, like OG YouTube, which actually grew while she was gone for a year. And so if I had a gun held to my head and I had to pick a platform to dominate, I would go after YouTube, but I would still publish everything to all the other ones because bad is better than nothing. So don't abandon everything, just focus on one. So again, gun held to my head, hey, make it go. Pick YouTube because the assets that you build into YouTube end up becoming SEO assets later, right?
Right.
So again, pissed off for a year and her channel got bigger.
So is YouTube always the right answer though? Doesn't the answer depend a bit on the nature of the business and who your target audience is?
The problem is that nobody reads anymore. Right? People are lazy. I'm the only idiot who reads now. It's like, well, did you read this thing? No. Can I listen to it? Well, no, there's no audiobook for it. It's an ancient ass book. Like, you have to read this thing. And they're like, I don't want it. Oh, right. And they're like, how do you know all this stuff? Because I freaking read. And so it's frustrating sometimes. But yeah, so people don't want to read anymore. People want to listen. So, for one thing, we got to turn all these thumbs up thing. We got to turn all these things into like the proper podcast, the audio only versions. Because people want to listen to this. Like, I actually had someone complain, like it was weird. So someone's like, Earl, I saw your show. I don't want to watch it. I wanted to listen to it. I'm like, damn it. Okay, guys, we have to convert all these things to Spotify. So yeah, so pick one platform, dominate, yes. But when it says, instead of spreading thin, do not worry about the thinness. Just post it on all of them, right? Just make it sure it's appropriate, right? So if you're going after YouTube as my example in this case, chop it up into shorts and then dump those onto all the short platforms, including YouTube Shorts and now LinkedIn, right?
Right.
But yeah.
But
So yes and
but
no. Dominate the platform, do the best practices of the platform, and then chop it up and use all the other platforms because you already spent the time and effort to do it anyway.
right. Okay. But the question was, if should should the platform you choose to go after and try to dominate, should it
Always,
like
always be YouTube.
should
And
yeah
the
should
reason
you
why,
choose it based on who your audience is?
well, because the audience doesn't necessarily matter as much these days, right? Because I'm saying choose your platform, and I'm saying use YouTube. YouTube can be repurposed. And so if your platform is LinkedIn, for example, you can always hurl the big ass YouTube video into LinkedIn and it's fine, right? And because YouTube, the source materials are choppy, they work well everywhere, right? I can take the YouTube and transcribe it, and poof, I have an article. I can take the YouTube and strip the audio, and poof, I have a podcast or an audio file account. So because it's got all those bits and bobs to it, it kills 37 birds with one stone. So it just works, right? And so it does SEO, right? Oh, I'm sucky at writing. Cool, talk, right?
Yeah.
So it does all these things all in one go. Plus, it gives your customers a preview of who you are and what you are like to work with, right? So, let's go back to the drywall dudes, right? If they just put a little quick intro in and said, "Hey guys, it's the drywall dudes. Hey, we're just what we build today. Check this out." People get to see them, talk to them, hear them, and they get that weird celebrity status,
Mhm.
right? And it's just weird, right? Like before I used to do a speaking gig, sometimes I would throw a video of me up on a YouTube video. And when I did that, my authority level skyrocketed when I showed up in person to talk to people. I'm like, yo, you just watched a video and it was me, right? And just because it was on the TV, right? All of a sudden, I'm a celebrity. So you play the video, then you show up in person, it works. It's just so versatile. That's the one I would pick. So
Okay.
the answer would be yes, because I can chop it into whatever. So it doesn't matter what you do or what you're building out. Um, Even if you're talking about accounting, right? Like let's pick something that's really dull to show on screen. Accounting, you can still make it interesting. Like there's these people on Insta who have an accounting stuff and they make it really cool because the visuals are great, right? So again, I'm just that's just pre and I'm going to precursor with this. I fucking hate video. I don't like it. I'd rather read and I'd rather listen. But the cardinal sin of marketing is making marketing for you. You make marketing for the people, and the people have spoken. Video crushes everything. So you might as
Okay.
well get the best of all 17 worlds and just do the damn video and then post it everywhere and then chop it up and turn it into audio and turn it into text.
Fair enough. We're going to move on to this next one, and it segues quite nicely. But I just want to interject. Isn't Instagram like with Instagram, you're sort of more picture heavy, right? Or is it still
No,
video here
Instagram
and
is
there?
video. Is video
Yeah,
now.
fair enough. Okay, which goes right into our next one, which we have to move along too quickly. Leverage short form video early. Reels, TikToks, and Shorts have the highest organic reach. Jump on trends while keeping your messaging unique. This
Agreed.
is where you take a YouTube video and chop it up, right?
Yeah. But the shorts, which is a terrible thing for humanity, um, like we have less than attention span of a goldfish now. So
Yeah,
the
it's certainly
shorts
been terrible for
are,
my attention span.
oh yeah, but that's just the way it goes. So yes, I agree with this one. They are the fastest growing platforms. I'm going to say something terrible. Make 5 second reels, and like I know that's terrible, but
Terrible.
that's what's growing. Like I have a client right now who's following my advice, and they're building 5 second reels, and they're on. It's March now. They started in January, so they've done 60 days of 5 second reels, and they are up something stupid like 800% in growth.
What do you put in a 5 second reel?
Three, so you have some sort of motion movement, so someone on a skateboard or whatever, is something that catches the attention, so there's motion. And then three messages: a hook, so to get their attention, some sort of body piece to back up the hook. Typically you're looking at problem solution pair sort of thing, and then some sort of call to action where it says, "Hey, read the thing," right? And then inside the
Can you
caption you've got
do you
about a
have an
minute
example you can
read.
give me?
um So one of them would be um, can't lose weight as the hook. There's a surefire way to rip fat out of your body. Read the caption for more details. And in the caption, it teaches you a methodology by which to lose weight. Here's green tea extract or whatever the hell you want. And you put a minute of stuff in there. And so the trick is really simple. You watch the video, right? It's 5 seconds long, but you only start putting the hook into like 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So you don't actually have enough time to read the stupid thing. So you watch it again, and the algorithm is watches per user per hour. So because I've suckered you into watch it twice, and if you're really slow reader, and slow reader, and I have to read it 3 times.
Yeah.
I've suckered you to watch the video 3 times, and then the caption is a minute long. And if you're a normal reader and it takes you a minute, I used to watch my stupid video 20 times. So the algo is watches per user per minute. And because I've just forced you to watch it 23 and a half times, awesome.
Sometimes I'll be scrolling through YouTube Shorts while I'm like waiting for something to boil on the stove,
Yeah,
and then it starts boiling, and I got to deal with it. And when I finish dealing with it, I just realized I watched that last YouTube short like 12 times while I was
that's just
stopping
how
everything
it
from boiling
works.
over.
Yeah, it works.
Um. Okay. So,
So yes, the shorts, absolutely yes. Because
but
like I
is it
said,
always
people
the? So you're saying like it's pretty sad we're down to 5 second videos now.
the 5 second
But
is just for shenanigans on the algorithm. The typical
right.
length of a video is a minute. So I'm not saying replace your 1 minute videos. Still do your 1 minutes, right? But add a couple 5 second ones to just get the viewer count and the watch count up.
Did you remember that trend? It was a trend for like 2-3 weeks, and then I guess the algorithms figured it out. Where they make these videos where it's like a guy dressed like a magician, and he's got a box, and he's like, okay, so in this box I'm going to show you something. So this is really cool, this box right here. So when I open this, okay, so the thing with this box is that you're going to be totally blown away when I open this box, which I'm going to do just as soon as I'm in. And like it would be like a 20-30 minute video, and
Of them
and I'd be
teasing the
like,
box.
about them teasing the box or whatever it is. And I'd be like, what the hell? And I'd scroll and I'd realize what they were doing. I'd scroll through, you get to the end of the video, and they never open the box. Never,
Yeah.
never. There's no payoff. And it was just that to keep you hooked on it and watching it. I guess it teased the algorithm and ranked really high for a little while. And you
Yeah, but
kept
then
seeing
people
these
got
stupid
pissed off
videos.
because the engagement was like, screw you and the horse you rode in on. And
Yeah.
yeah. And then after a while, because of the negative connotations with it, it's too much clickbait. There's just the right amount of clickbait that you should probably use, but then there's also
Yeah.
just too damn much.
Should probably also deliver. Okay. I have a question, but I think we'll wait till after this next point,
Alrighty.
which is engage like crazy. Comment, DM, and collaborate with others in your niche. Social media isn't a billboard, it's a conversation. Like that.
So absolutely yes, because the engagements count towards the algos as well. So when it says comment, DM, and collaborate, so let's do that in order. Comment, re-comment on every comment that you get because it doubles the number of comments that you have. Guess what? It affects the algo.
Say that again.
So comment on every comment that you get.
So anybody who makes a comment, you respond to it.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
because then they feel like they're being responded to by the page, the owner, or the person. There's that camaraderie. There's that relationship build right in there when you're talking to people, right? Because that's the whole point. Social media starts with the word social, doesn't it? And then so it's comment DM. So the DMs are make an offer and say, if you want this, DM me here, right? And then so again, people will direct message you because that's the offer you're making them. And then collaborate. I didn't know for the longest time you could collaborate on an Instagram post. So let's say you and I made a video together. I push collaborate. It posted on both of our profiles and pushes it to both of our audiences. And I'm like, hey, that's really cool. So yeah, there's ways that you can collab.
Yeah, I'm seeing that now too. Reels with two
people.
businesses together, like a realtor and a car detailer. They're like, oh, we're doing a
Right.
promotion, and it's like it's posted as being both.
Yes, sir. And it works. So social media isn't a billboard, it's a conversation. Absolutely. Remember, social media starts with the word social. Duh.
So I got a question.
Shoot.
I'm just thinking about my clients. What if you have a client that absolutely is not under any circumstances going to get into video? Do they have a hope in hell? Is there anything they can do to get anybody
Interview
into
them.
socials
Interview them.
and just post the interview?
Chop the interview, post a million pieces of it.
Okay. But is there anything like, is there any path forward with like images and text?
You can do images over top of the audio. So there's tools like forget it's like in video or something like that. You can upload an audio and say, "Yo, make this into images and stuff," and it'll just make images. So that way,
Right.
but it's still a video, right? So you get their audio, so it's their words, and then you throw some stuff over top of it, and you still have a video. It's a faceless video,
Uh,
but the
I
faceless
don't.
videos they still convert, but at a lower rate. Like so, one of my clients has a bunch of really beautiful young women as their video creators, right? And they were finding that the faceless videos versus the ones with a face, right?
Mhm.
One of the people is a young man, right? And so he's a good looking dude. So he shows up and then bam, like the people watch, right? And so
You're saying the face videos work better?
the face videos crush the faceless ones
Okay.
every single time by like a lot
Hmm.
because people like looking at people,
Yeah.
right?
Seems
Now if
natural.
you do a little bit of people and then a little bit of imagery and a little bit of cuts here and there, that's even better, right? Because it's not just a
Yeah.
talking head the entire time, it's the head plus a visual plus an illustration plus an infographic plus whatever,
Hmm.
right? So
Okay.
those ones are the
But
ones that tend to.
I think you're possibly not understanding the degree of boomer that I'm talking about when I'm talking about some of my clients
So you just
and the
hit
degree
record on
to
the phone. I've done that.
record the phone conversation. So, so like you're not giving me anything that entertains the idea that your social media will not be video related in some way.
80 something percent of people are visual.
But it could be an image, like a photo of a clean rug, and then you describe the clean.
If a picture is 1,000 words, a video is 1,000 pictures. It kicks the crap
So
out of it.
basically, the answer to my question is no.
Yeah.
Don't if you're not going to do video. Well, I guess you don't want to say don't bother with social
No,
media,
no. I mean,
but
you could still post pictures, but like if you're going to spend the brain damage to make the content, you might as well shoot a quick audio, right? For the boomers, right? Like just hit record on the phone and talk, and they'll feel natural. They won't feel weird, right? Because you
mm,
stick a camera in their face, they go deer in headlights, right?
yeah,
So just do a normal talk with zero video and record the conversation and then take the conversation and apply stuff to it. Now, the faceless video won't convert as well as the faced video, but it's better than zero,
all right. Just realizing that I've got
right?
a demolition company and they haven't been doing time lapse videos.
Oh
Not sure
my
about that,
God, I would watch that all day long.
right?
Are you kidding me? That'd be the best thing. Here, watch us blow
Yeah.
shit up.
Yeah, the most satisfying videos are chaos to organization.
There's a weird thing. Everybody has OCD when that happens,
Yeah, right.
right? All of a sudden,
Like
it's collective OCD because like I need to watch the thing do the thing. So
yeah, the ones where it's the clogged river, and the guy wades into the river and starts pulling all
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the junk out.
Same,
That
same
shot of
as
that
the
river
same as
going
the
free
guy
at the
building
end.
the drywall. Same as the guy constructing something. Same as the guy. It's just fascinating watching things be either created or deconstructed.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
with the
remember the number of times I watched the stupid Las Vegas thing imploding. Right? It's just when they got rid of that old building, the old casino, and they
oh
watch
yeah.
it just flip. Right? Fascinating.
All right, we are way behind here. Okay, let's go. Two things to avoid: buying followers or engagement. It wrecks your algorithm and credibility. Growth should be organic and authentic.
Okay, so if you asked
Okay,
me this question back in 2010, I would answer completely differently. Right?
right.
So back then, it's the same thing as when you launch a new restaurant or a new club. You hire a bunch of models to stand outside.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at the pretty people and go, "Oh my God, there's a giant line. This has to be good." And then they stand in line.
Mhm.
And then the pretty people go inside, grab a drink, and then come back outside and stand in the back of the line again. And so like that
Can you imagine what life is like when you look so good that you can get paid to just be at a location?
and fed and here's a bunch of free drinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No,
isn't that
that's
called
not not
influencer marketing?
not for the likes of us, I guess. We got to work hard.
So no, I have a face made for radio. Anyway,
Not that you're not a handsome man, but
uh
we're not neither of us are that level.
no, we're not that pretty. So yeah, so back then I would have said it's fine to buy followers. And so
At least to start with, right?
they did tests back in the day. So they launched two brand new accounts, one from zero, and the only person who liked them was their mother, and
Yeah.
then one with the bot followers. And then what happened was they ran traffic to both of them. And what happened was the one with the bot followers won over
Mhm.
time. Nowadays, it's completely different. The algorithms have changed. They're not as stupid as they once were, right? And
Mhm.
so, getting the organic push, the first 100, the first 1,000 followers, the first 1,000 subscribers are always the hardest ones to pull together. But once you get it, it gets really easy. So I'll give you even like a simple example of LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, all my people are real. There's no bots. I didn't buy any of those followers, right?
Mhm.
But the first 10,000 was the hardest. So I worked my ass off to get the 10,000, right? Now I'm at 10,400 something. I did zero for those 400 people, right? And people go, it's only 400. Have you been in a room with 400 people? Have you spoke in
Yeah,
front of 400 people? That's a lot of friggin' people. So that growth. So buying followers or engagement, yeah, not great because now you
not
have to
great.
pay for it
So,
because all the
so,
statistical data you get is bullshit.
so, so the algorithms now are smart enough to recognize them as bot followers, and do they actually do you get penalized for doing,
Yeah,
or is it
you get
just yeah,
penalized for that because what happens is bot followers never engage,
right?
right? And even if they do, they're fake comments. So you'll never get a conversational string going.
Hmm.
Unless you're crazy enough to have a conversational string with a bot, but like, you're not doing anything. You're just you're just talking to yourself, but then that's crazy, right? So yeah. And until you get like actual engagement with people liking your stuff and talking to you and messaging about your stuff, and if they're all bots and they're all follow, hey, it doesn't do anything, right? Plus, it's a dead giveaway when like, 97% of the people who follow you are from like, India or Pakistan and you don't work there.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's a simple one. Don't. It's just a don't do something. No
Yeah,
effort
yeah.
required. Posting without a content strategy. Random post leads to random results. Have a clear theme, value proposition, and call to action. Interesting.
Well, that's
What do
a
you think?
gimme. So
Yeah.
it's just because it's relative content, right? So I know we talked about this concept before. It's called latent semantic indexing on the SEO world, right?
Hmm.
When you want to talk about a tree, you talk about branch, roots, leaves, bark, blah, 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 blah. When you want to get people going into your socials, right? A lot of people, I mean, you've noticed in today's society, people like to binge watch,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm a self-professed binge watcher now. I won't watch a series until it's done so I can
Mm.
power through it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, unless it's some super popular thing that I need to talk about at the water cooler. But like, here's my confession. I didn't actually watch Game of Thrones until it was done.
No.
So and then we power watched all the seasons and my wife got super addicted and she's like, let's watch another one. I'm like, honey, it's 2 a.m. Oh my God, I'm dying. And so yeah, we probably power watched them all. So people like to power watch. And so the problem is that if you don't post with a content strategy and you just, you know, it's a flim flam of everything thrown against the wall. Here's some spaghetti and see what happens. When they power watch your stuff, it goes from like, thing to thing to thing. And it's just like, hey, this is weird. Right. So yeah.
So okay. Again, I a lot of these tips I look at and I go, can I convince my clients to actually sit down and create a content strategy and stick to it? And I wonder, is it a situation of posting without a content strategy is better than not posting at all?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So posting is better than not, but you move along the chain of the food chain, right? It's like
Mhm.
posting anything is better than zero. So, posting a picture is better than zero. Posting a video is better than a picture, you know. So you slowly move them up the ladder, and then what happens is that what gets rewarded gets repeated. Pat on the head, good dog.
Yeah.
So they start doing stuff. People start gauging. All of a sudden, it's just like, oh wow, it's actually working. And then okay, well, do it some more, right? Like I have some dude who called me up. Yeah, I watched your video. I'm like, what video? I'm like, and it's some video we posted like 9.5 years ago.
Our one
And
oh, you said
but
we, I thought it was ours, but we
oh,
it
it
was
just
9.5 years ago.
people watch crap from ages ago, and they're like, hey,
Was it how to freeze a pane in Windows in
in
Microsoft
Excel,
Excel?
yeah, that stupid video has a bajillion views for.
That still comes up if I search your name on YouTube.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
So yeah, it just does, right? And so people watch this crap, and I'm like, oh my god, and they're like, oh my god, you lost a lot of weight. I'm like, what video did you watch? Holy crap! And I'm like, yeah, that was 9 years ago. And so yeah, it helps, right? The more body of work you do, the faster the snowball rolls because you got more mass.
Radio. Okay, so uh theme, value proposition, and call to action. So theme would be what? Like you're a drywall company. Theme is I'm a drywall company. Like what's the theme?
Well, the thematic is that we're good builders, right? One of the thematics could be people complain about construction guys leaving a mess everywhere all the time, right? This one construction company I worked with, their thematic was we clean on the spot. So at no point does it look like a disaster area.
Hmm.
And they're like, oh my God, yes. Yeah. So for the OCDers, they just ate that up, right? So there's your thematic, right? And then organic and authentic. Well, that's just the way they were, right? They cook the same way. Like I'm a chaos cooker. Everything is dirty. I have every dish, and it's just sheer chaos, right? And then
Yeah.
everything comes to order. My wife is completely the opposite. She cleans as she goes, right? I can't do that, otherwise I'm gonna shit on fire, right? So, so
You know
yeah.
what the trick is? I learned this from those Good Eats or Good Foods or Whole Eats or whatever they're called, the boxes.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
It's called mise en place or en place, I guess in French, mise en place, and that means you prepare all your ingredients beforehand.
hmm.
On cooking shows when they're like, okay, now add your oil, and they've got a cup, a little saucer with the oil, and they throw it right in.
Yeah.
That's called mise en place. Beforehand, they put out all the ingredients into little dishes.
And then you use them as you go. Yeah.
Use them as you go. So you're not chopping the garlic when you need the garlic. You chop the garlic at the start of the operation. You
Right,
have your
right.
little thing of chopped garlic ready to go in. So that's my. Can I get a hack of the week?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here you go. Oh,
Third hack of this week.
yes.
Yeah, mise en place, and then because you prepare your ingredients and then you clean up all the prep, and then you're just cooking after that. Makes it a lot
Right.
easier.
Makes sense, but I guess
But you're not going to do it. Fair enough.
no,
You're
I'm the chaos guy.
this is you're like one of my boomer social media clients. I'll make videos. No. Oh, by the way, remember that guy that disappeared for 8 years and never wrote it? Like I told him to write the articles, and then he never got
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
me. And came up, was it? Yeah, sorry, mustache hair. Um, he came back, said, "Okay, let's do this thing." Paid me more money to get the site sort of updated,
And then disappeared again.
and disappeared. Never heard from him since.
It's crazy.
If he wants to show up every 3 years and pay me a couple $100 or whatever, it's fine.
Fair enough.
Very interesting. All right. Anyway, so here we go. 5
Red
minutes.
hot.
Red hot tip. You need a burning sound for the red hot tip. Repurpose everything. I think you said this at the beginning. One piece of content should live on multiple platforms in different formats: video, tweet, carousel. What are the carousel?
A carousel is like multi pictures.
Oh, okay. Where are you posting that? Oh, carousel on social media.
Twitter
you,
works, LinkedIn
yeah,
works.
where you swipe and you get more pictures. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Insta
familiar with
works.
I'm familiar with carousels on web design. I never heard them called that on social media. But okay.
Mhm.
Video, tweet, carousel, email, maximize output without extra work. Well, it's a little extra. You don't have to make more content.
Well, it's not like you're making it from scratch, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, the base of the bread is already good to go. So
You already mised en place.
there you go. Alrighty. It's time
All right.
for
Cool. Hack of the week.
the actual hack.
What
So
the actual hack of the three?
so well, I guess it copies a red hot tip because I didn't read it beforehand. As I said,
Oh yeah,
videos, chop videos spread everywhere. But like,
that's
it's
why I try to
also
move on so quickly.
well, it's also the other bits of pieces you get from the video, right? Some people, when you carve the chicken, there's still meat on the bone. Sometimes you scrape every little bit off, right? So you have audios, right? And you put those audios on not just podcasts, but you put them on audio hosted sites that just push audio, like SoundCloud, right? And so people ask, like, how the hell do you beat us at SEO all the time? Because I posted on 11 billion things, right? So, not only do you get that, you also get repurposing for articles. Like I saw here, it says video, tweet, carousel, email, and nowhere does it say article. Where's your damn blog post, right? Don't forget that. So there you go. And then research. You can emulate the best of the best with your own voice and your own spin, right? So I know we talked about this in one of the previous shows, but there's a really cool tool called Talk Backup, TOK Backup. And what it does, it lets you go into someone else's account and look at their Insta or look at their TikTok or look at their whatever. And it shows you by listing which ones did well. So as an example, I stole Tony Robbins' stuff because I wanted to talk about a motivational type of thinger. I know he is being called a motivational speaker, but whatever. He is very motivational. I've seen a lot of his
He
stuff
speaks. He's
live.
motivational. What does he want?
Well, yeah. So, and it makes you walk on fire and shit. And so,
Yeah.
anyway, so I ripped Tony's channel, and then I sorted it, and even the gods among men have duds, right? So I see some of his duds. I'm like, whoa, that video got like nothing. So you know what not to do. So yeah,
I
research,
guess
research, research.
the beauty of a video that fails is that by definition, people don't see it.
Yeah,
If it went viral, it was a success. So there's no such thing as a failed video because the
yeah,
failed
exactly.
ones.
So I mean, it's still on his channel. It's a garbage video compared to the rest of the stuff. Like comparatively speaking, like percentage wise, it's like a 0.01 percenter, right? Compared to the rest of his stuff. But you can see what not to do. So do the research to figure out what to do, do the research to figure out what not to do, and then just spin it. Like there's nothing new under the sun most of the time, right? Like I mean, like look at financial writing, right? Every financial article, there's like 12, right?
Hmm.
And it's just a derivative of one of those 12, right?
Yeah.
And that's really all there is to it. They just spin it a different way and talk about it a different way. I mean, like let's talk about sports announcers, right? Like the poor bastard who has to talk about like race cars. And he turns left, and he turns left, and he
Yeah.
turns left.
Oh, he's driving his car. Car's going.
There you go.
Car's driving. Yeah.
So
Doing a drive.
it's research, research, research. Figure out what's working out there, and then spin it in the way that you say it, because there's a million things that I've said that other people have said before me, but they just like the way I said it, and they become my
Yeah.
client.
So what you wrote here was research, research, research. Emulate the best in your own voice and with your own spin. What I'm kind of hearing, what I'm sort of reading there is just rip off successful people.
But spin it and make it authentic in your own voice. You can't just
Right.
steal their entire script. And I can't read Tony Robbins' script because I'm not Tony Robbins, right?
Mm.
So you got to say it the way you say it and authentically speaking, and add your own spin to it so that there's some sort of personalization to it, right? Don't just rip off everybody and then use their exact same script, because I'm not Gary Vee, right? I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not Hormozy, right? But I can say the same things that they're saying just the way I say it. And then now it's magically special because Earl said it that way. Right.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I'll relate the story. Oh, we're right on the hour. Someone told me once, I have no idea if the story is true, so don't take it as true. I've never had any corroboration, but this friend of mine, when I was in bands and stuff, he said he didn't respect the band, the Guess Who, good Canadian band for those listening in the States. He said he didn't respect the Guess Who because what they would do is they would just listen to whatever was the top 10 songs of the week, and they would just try to write a song that kind of sounded a bit like the top song. And he's like, so they're not legitimate and I don't care about them. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then later I told another friend, do you believe the Guess Who? They do this. And the guy's like, that's brilliant. What a great idea. So it's all in your attitude,
It's all in the person who receives the message, right? So just deliver the message in your authentic self, so you're not faking it, and then the people who receive it will take it. You can't please everybody.
Can't argue that Guess Who weren't successful. It's the moral of the story.
Exactly. All right.
That's it. We went over time. I think it's the first time we've actually gone past the hour, but thanks for sticking with us, everybody. Thank you, ChatGPT, for doing the heavy lifting for us. Thanks, everyone, definitely for watching. Thank you, Earl, for your nuggets of wisdom.
Thank you, Dan, for being an amazing co-host, as usual.
Do what I can. We'll see you all next week at some to be determined time.
Where we roll the dice and show up. All right, well, folks, catch you in a week. See you, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
We got that down, man.